right?
Obedient and faithful.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Leia and I'm so glad you're here. So I thought I'd do another week in my life, or weekend-ish. It's Thursday today and I intended to start this vlog earlier this morning, but my husband and I were in a hurry to leave because we live in the East Bay and we had to get over the bridge to come check out a venue for one of our future events that we're doing. It's this really cool space in San Francisco and it just took forever to get here this morning, so it was a little bit chaotic. But then after that I was able to get some breakfast, calm down a little bit, see the venue, and actually did my own workout there as well. And then it was just so chaotic. Like, my husband ended up taking the keys because he dropped me off at the venue and then he went straight into work. And then so by the time I was ready to leave, I didn't have my keys. I had to go actually to his office. And so it's just kind of a really chaotic day, really weird day. We still got some stuff done though. I was still able to get some work and a workout in. I'm finally back in my car. It is now like in the afternoon, so we need to get back over the bridge before traffic hits. I do have a client, an in-person client today. I don't have a lot of those, but I do have one today. Because most of my clients, I don't have a lot of those because most of my clients are in person, but I do have one today that'll be in person. And then after that, my sister is taking me to her friend's art show. I'm going to come back over the bridge here tonight. So yeah, a lot of moving parts today, a lot of activity today, but it should be a good rest of the day and should be a really good weekend. I have some cool things going on this weekend, starting with tonight, so I thought I'd take you guys along for that. I ended up filming the workout for you, so I'm going to walk you guys through.
Okay, so first we're going to put our headphones on, obviously,
so
and make sure we have everything that we
so
need for the workout ready to go.
Understand how I
and
do
I always
my
say
body,
that the warm-up and the
hopefully
cool-down are
get some
just as
info and some tips
important
to help
as the
you get
workout,
more
so I
out
like
of
to
your
start with a few
workouts
minutes
as well.
of some dynamic movement here for a proper warm-up. Here we're doing some T-spine rotations here. There's different ways to do this, many variations, but here I'm just doing it kneeling on both knees and then making sure I do a nice big reach through called thread the needle, and then a big rotation up to open up to the ceiling. And then here I'm doing a bear plank position shoulder tap, so that is warming up the core, warming up the glutes and the legs, as well as the arms. And then we're going to go into a few inchworms here, also warming up the shoulder joints, activating the core, stretching out the backside of the legs, including the calves and hamstrings. After that, we're going to go into some push-ups here. We're going to warm up for doing some chest press here later on in our workout, but I'm doing a push-up to what's called a dead stop push-up. So I'm letting myself come all the way down to the ground, chest to ground, resetting my position with my hands, and then pushing back up. Lastly, we're doing some up and overs here with the band. You can also do this with the dowel or like a long stick, even like a broomstick. And this is also helping with rotating the shoulders, getting the shoulders nice and warmed up and stretched out for our upper body workout. All right, now we're going to go into our first movement of the workout session. And I'm starting with barbell bent over rows. Normally, I would like to start with like a warm-up weight, so I probably would just warm up with the bar. I might have warmed up with the bar prior to this and I just didn't film it, but this is going to be my working weight, meaning this is the weight that I'm going to be using for all 3 sets to challenge myself. You want to make sure that you're properly hinging at the hips, so getting a slight bend in the knees, hinging from the hips, making sure the abs are nice and tight. We're going to pull the bar up to our belly button, not to our rib cage or even our chest. We want to pull that bar back and up towards the belly button to get a proper squeeze and make sure that we're working the proper back muscles that we're targeting. And elbows should be passing the spine or the back, so they should be coming up really high, high enough to feel the shoulder blades coming together, as if you're trying to like kiss the shoulder blades together. Next, we're going to go into some dumbbell chest presses, and I really like these because you can really get a good angle here with the elbows and the wrist. And actually, I'm doing a neutral grip here, so I'm facing my palms towards each other, which you have the option of doing when you're doing dumbbells as opposed to a barbell. I'm driving through the floor with my feet, so I'm squeezing my glutes in my abs and making sure my core is nice and locked up, nice and stable, so that I can really move through this exercise nice and strong, nice and stable, and I can push some really good weight here. We're going up in weight, which is good to do, especially if you're doing sets of 3 to 4. So warming up the weight. If you can go heavier, go heavier. A good rule of thumb to find out if you can go heavier in a workout is that if, like, say you have a set of 10, right? And by that 10th one, if you feel like you have 3 to 5 more left in the tank or even more than that, the weight is definitely too light. However, if you feel like you really pushed it, you challenge yourself with that weight, and you really can only get in 1 to 2 more reps with really good form, then that's probably the right weight to challenge you for the rest of the sets. All right, next we're going to go into, I think this is our final set of bench press here. I lost my words there, but I really like this neutral grip too, because not only are you working your chest, but you can also target your triceps here as well, which work in conjunction with the chest muscles. So I really like the neutral press, but you can play around with the grip and the positioning that feels right for you. Making sure the most important thing is that you want to make sure that you're feeling the right muscles that you're targeting working. And if you're doing like a chest press, for example, you know you're supposed to be working your chest, but you don't quite feel it there, maybe switching your grip from neutral to conventional or conventional to neutral. All right, next we're going to go into some shoulder work here, and I'm targeting the back of the shoulders, which is your rear deltoids. And I'm playing around with the positioning here. I'm doing a chest supported Y row, which is keeping the arms fairly straight, not locked out, and then lifting the arms up into a Y, sort of Y positioning. The positioning on the bench just didn't feel right for me today, so I just went into hinging forward without the support of the bench, and that felt way better for me because I was able to get myself in that proper angle to really, again, target and feel it in the right muscle that I am trying to target in this exercise. Alrighty. And lastly, we're going to go into a bicep curl here. And again, I'm going to keep the grip neutral, so facing the palms together. I'm testing out the positioning here on the bench again. And typically this will give you more of a deeper stretch in the bicep muscle so that you can get more of a burn and work more of the full muscle in a wider range of motion. And again, the bench did not feel good for me, so I'm switching to a standing bicep curl, still neutral grip. And this felt a lot better for me because I felt like I could actually feel it in the muscle that I'm, again, trying to target. So if you are in a position that you don't feel the muscle that you're supposed to be working, then switch up your positioning. And here I'm really, obviously, I had some friends join me for the workout. So I got a little distracted towards the end of my workout trying to finish it.
How friendly this one is. I love dogs.
Do you have any?
I'm literally a crazy person because, like, I'll literally be like, I need to pet your dog.
Even when we leave these guys at home and we're out and about, I'm like, can I pet your dog?
Yeah.
All right, so finishing up the workout here, we're going to go into some lateral dumbbell raises. And here you can see I'm slightly angling my arms forward instead of directly out to the side. And this is just going to help protect the shoulder joint and not overdo it with causing any potential shoulder impingement. And then making sure, again, we want to feel in the right area that we're supposed to feel in it, aka the right muscle group, which is the lateral deltoid or the side shoulder muscle. So here I'm just doing it standing. You can also do it seated. Again, whatever is your preference, however you are going to best feel the exercise in the place that you should be feeling it. And I decided to move into the next room over to finish up my last set because there was a group class starting. So I'm just finishing up the set here. I think I went slightly lighter and then I opened up my arms a little bit. Again, still angled slightly forward, but trying to find the right positioning that works again for me. So yes, it is important to make sure you know proper form, but it doesn't need to look identical to me because our bodies are not identical. And so for you, you might have better shoulder mobility, you might be able to go further out to the side and you might feel it more that way. Versus for me, angling a little bit inward is better for my body and my needs in order to feel it in the right way. Finish up with some core work here. I like to slow things down with slow mountain climbers. I feel like I feel my core way more than doing it fast. I feel like that's not really working the core, challenging it in the way that it needs to be challenged in order to target the core. And then, like I said, the warm up and cool down are just as important as the workout itself. So making sure you take some time to stretch out all the muscles that you work so hard during the workout, and making sure that you bring your body back to homeostasis and out of that fight or flight. That will also help with muscle recovery and stress management and yeah, things like that. So make sure that in your next workout, you are taking time to properly cool down. This will help promote better recovery so that you can come back the next day and hit the next workout just as hard.
But yeah, other than that, the gym was really nice to see. Our friends Yo Tom and Amber opened up this space, I want to say a couple years back, and I finally got to see it. It is, from where we live, it's just not super feasible to get to. It's not super easy to get to, so I'm glad that I was able to see it today. It's a beautiful space, and I'm excited to host our event here in the next couple of months. If you're in the city, you should definitely check them out. They're called Lux Fit, and they have 2 locations. One is in Hayes Valley, and the other one is in Mission Rock, which is where we are today. San Francisco's changed so much. I used to work a lot more in San Francisco, and this is where I started my personal training job, so it's always so nostalgic to kind of be back in this area, especially towards like the Soma area. That's where a lot of my clients used to be, and it's just so crazy to see like how far the city has come and so many changes. Like, I'm always in awe like how many people actually live in the city. Hello. Excuse me. I'm always so shocked at how many people actually live in the city. Like, there are so many new high-rises and new apartment buildings and things being built. And Exhibit A, there's so much construction going on too. There's a lot of construction right now happening, so the roads are a little weird, but yeah, I've always been a city girl. Like, San Francisco will always have my heart because I grew up here. I'm a Bay Area girl since birth. My husband is not from here, so it's a different story with him, but I'll always have love for San Francisco. I don't think I'll ever convince him to move to San Francisco, which I don't think I'd be entirely mad about. I think the city is beautiful, but it just has a lot going on, and there's just so much traffic all the time. Yeah, but we are going to New York next week, so I'm excited. I haven't been since, I want to say I was like 11 or 12, so it's definitely been literally over 20 years, which is crazy to say. I'll be turning 35, so I'm very excited, and crazy to say that I'm going to be in my mid-30s, but I'm excited to go to New York, and it'll basically be like my first time again, because over 20 years, like, I'm sure that city has also gone through a lot of changes in the last 2 decades, and you know, when you're a kid, you don't remember things as much as you get older, not the details at least, and you experience things differently. You know, now I am a mature adult grown woman, and I'll be doing different things than I was interested in doing back then as an 12-year-old. So it's definitely like a weird eating day today because I have literally not been home. I was going to try to wake up really early today and make us breakfast, and that would be like ideal, just like get up early, make breakfast. What is going on here? Wake up early, make breakfast, get my matcha going, and then like not rush out the door. But I don't think either one of us are used to being out the door these days before 10 a.m. except for Sundays for church. But as far as like a actual work day, that was just like a lot for us to handle in the morning. So I did not get to have breakfast. I did not eat anything. I had my water. I grabbed a couple of my supplements and that was it. So I ended up eating breakfast at Cafe Reve, which I do like. They are one of my favorite cafes because they do have pretty good lattes and their food is pretty good. I do find their portions to be like a lot though, so I never like finish them. But they are really healthy and I had a lot of veggies, some avocado and some eggs for my breakfast, and that was really good. And that's like ideal, you know, instead of getting like a pastry or like a bagel or something like super high in calories but not that nutritious for you. And then I wasn't planning on it, but since I had to go to my husband's office to get the keys to the car, I ended up doing a tour there and we ended up having lunch together. And so I had his office lunch, which was great. And we've always talked about me going to the office to have lunch together, and just seeing his office. I'm glad we got to do that. And now I'm like 2 for 2 with eating out, and there's nothing wrong with that. I still made healthy choices, but I am in like a cut right now, a gentle cut, but I am in a cut right now, so I'm trying to be very specific, very intentional with my macros leading up to my birthday. So just kind of threw me off for a little bit, but that's okay. And I don't think we're gonna have time to go home to get a healthy snack or anything like that. I think we're gonna have to go straight to my client. I might have time to go get like a matcha out. Again, I thought I would have time to maybe at least go home and make my matcha at home, because I do like to put like collagen and creatine in that, especially if I didn't have that today. I didn't have my collagen or my creatine. I usually like to have that daily. So I will probably just have to like make a smoothie or something before my sister and I go to the art show, and then put my creatine in there. I might not be able to have the collagen just because collagen and the protein powder is just a lot of powders. So, but we're gonna make it work. I think we're gonna at least be able to sit down for like 30 or 40 minutes on my computer, drink a matcha, catch a beat, and then train my client, go back home, get ready for the art show. Alright, so made it to my client, made it home, had a moment to decompress and actually shower, which I didn't think I was gonna have time to shower and actually fully get ready. So I feel really good. We're drinking smoothies that we made, like a pre-dinner. And sister is driving, so that's nice. And I can't really see you because the sun is really bright, but we should be there in the next 20-30 minutes.
Yeah, 30.
So I'm excited to see what this is about. I'm not really sure what to expect, but it's her friend's. Her friend has an exhibit, right? An installation. So in general, I just love art, so it should be a good time.
Yes. Can't wait.
I guess it's something I could do one of them.
If it helps you. Thank you.
And then I'll grab your hair. Was that like?
Yeah, I think this is better. It's early. Do you just when everyone always gets confused.
I'm like, I don't see any brown buttons here.
Yeah, it's like this one, like right this one.
Are you gonna grab a nut? Cheers.
Cheers.
So Quincy, I heard you're an actor now.
Thank you.
Try. A lot of robot.
Wow.
Get your your bottle station.
I know. We're gonna sing, okay? You ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Quincy, are we gonna sing?
To you.
No.
Happy birthday, dear Leia. Happy birthday to you. Yay! She got to blow out her candle.
Thank you.
Yay!
Love you guys.
Let's eat.
You like vanilla?
It is so cold. So cold.
Because I think it was looking a little, I don't know if it was the lighting there, but it was looking a little orange, I think. So, whatever your best, when my hands up, I'm like, oh, the shade's probably like drastic. I haven't seen the photos yet, but. Thanks, babe. Featuring you.
Let's have you come to this side again. Okay. I'll have you come to this side, and I want to start with where you're like, I'm just like open, like camera to the side, you know, vibe. Yeah. No, I love this. She's in her vlogging era. Oh, this is a good one. It's a good one, right? Has an eye tracker? That's impressive. I love this so much. I'm gonna have you bring some of your hair to the front for me and give me like a tuck behind the ear, just slightly. Girl, that curtain bangs look so good on you.
It's my first time. Thank you.
Beautiful.
They're,
I think this chair is kind of like yes, it's perfect. But yeah. Oh, I love it. Beautiful. I already love this one, to be honest.
wow.
I love that one so much. I don't know. Just like the messy hair girl look. I don't know. Now, I want you to share some words of encouragement to Leia 10 years ago, 12 years ago when she first started her business, what would you say to her?
I would say that the journey doesn't get easier, you just get stronger. The best is yet to come. Girl, this is hard.
She starts crying. Amen.
I don't even know what to say now. Like,
Alright, oh yeah. You're like so good, I just can't. The category is here. All the things. Wow, queen. I know you might not be able to see yourself, but I'm gonna have you do this little right here. Yeah. Can you see yourself? A little bit? Well, I can see you though. Now stand straight forward, baby. Facing. Really?
yeah, they're saying how like there's so much information now. Like the amount of information we get fed each day.
Yeah.
Is not normal.
It's like
it used to get
overindulgence.
like one little piece of information is like what we would get in like a day or a week.
Right.
But we're getting like 100 in like a day.
Yes.
And it's not
Yes.
normal. Which is like also why I just love my YouTube journey even more.
Yes.
Because it's like slower consumption.
Yes. Like you just stay in your lane. You're being as obedient and faithful as you can be. Like God really does know where to find you. And want to go in your car.
In between me and my sister.
Oh, that'd be so fun if we
Yeah.
all hung out.
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. Thank you
For this moment and this time with my sisters. Father God, thank you, Lord, blessed Father, let us be good for our body. Even though the
It is clear that you order the steps of the righteous. Yes. And so God, we just pray that even as she goes back home right now, Jesus, that she would just have special moments in your presence, Lord, marking ones, Lord, that would change her for the rest of her life, God. Her every step of the way, God. And we just thank you for the blessing that she is, Lord.
Still mine. I love you too. Drive safe. Okay.
No.
The dog's here. Wow. I'm gonna roll my window because I'm parked outside, but what a freaking day. Are you crooked? Let's fix you. So I got up and had a little mini cardio session. I did some mobility work and stretching, which was so needed in my body. I'd been feeling so sore and tight and honestly a little bit inflamed from just the week. It was kind of like a stressful week, and I trained pretty heavy and intensely, so my body was recovering from that. And then I did my morning stuff, and then I went to get my makeup done in El Cerrito. It's about 15 minutes away from where I live. And I got to see one of the amazing girls that I met at the last photo shoot I did for my friend's gym. And I connected with her and asked her to do my makeup for my birthday shoot. And she was so kind to take me last minute. And then I got back home, and then it was kind of a whirlwind from there. Had to pack up my stuff for the shoot. I didn't know if my husband was going to come with me or not. He was supposed to, but he got sick last night, and so when I got home he was still sleeping, and I could just tell he wasn't doing good. So I was just like, honey, you can stay home. And then I went to pick up the cake, and then it took a little bit longer than expected to get all the way out to Martinez, which is where the photo shoot is, or was. That's where the studio was that I rented out. But it was such a great time. Sarah is literally the GOAT. So if you're in the Bay Area, anywhere in the Bay Area, and need a awesome photographer who knows what she's doing, who's a blast to work with, who's such a joy, you gotta hit her up. And then we went over to States kind of spontaneously. My sister met us up as the shoot was ending. She helped us clean up, and then we drove over to States Coffee, which is a really cute coffee shop to kind of just chat, get some coffee. We reviewed the photos together, which was really nice to kind of see a preview of them. And then my mom came and popped out with a couple of her friends, and then it just kind of was like impromptu hang with the ladies today. And then we walked over next door to grab lunch, which was really nice. And now I'm gonna head home to relax, decompress. It is International Women's Day, so happy Women's Day to all of my ladies out there. No matter where you are on your journey, I'm so proud of you and sending lots of love, and what a gift it is to be a woman. I am so proud of us women today, how far we've come, and I feel so grateful to be a woman. But yeah, I'm gonna go home now. It was nice to just kind of start my day that way and just be out, be outside, be in community, be with family. And now I'm gonna tend to my sick husband. Hopefully he gets better in time for our New York trip. And then just relax at home, maybe read a book, maybe watch a movie. Just enjoy. Saturdays are usually my Sabbath anyway, and so this is kind of a little bit more activity than I usually have for a Saturday, but it was still very nice. It didn't feel like stressful or like it was work. It just was all things that fueled and filled my cup. And I kind of like to look at Sabbath that way, where, you know, ideally we're not booking out our schedule so much and taking up a day that belongs to the Lord, which Sabbath could be any day that you choose, but Sabbath ultimately should be a holy day where we're not booking it up. But other than me booking, I'm not perfect, other than me booking the photo shoot and the makeup and, you know, having those appointments, it did feel very like, these are things that fuel my cup, these are things I love to do, and it still feels very restful to me. So yeah, I'm excited to continue this day of rest and continue to do things that fill my cup and just get ready for the week. So I am back home. I unpacked everything. I put away some laundry, checked on my poor husband, and organized, and I'm starting to actually get ready for our New York trip. I consider myself an early packer, only for the sole fact that I like to plan my outfits and make sure that I'm not overpacking, but my outfits are still cute and I still feel comfortable for the weather and all of that. So I started putting together, basically I took a suitcase to the photo shoot, so I'm just emptying that from the photo shoot and just refilling it with stuff I want to take to New York. But I thought I'd kind of take you along that process too, because I'm actually currently packing all of my vitamins and supplements, so I thought maybe I can bring you along for that and show you how I stay on track with my health and fitness while I'm traveling. So I just packed my vitamin D, and now I'm currently packing my multivitamin, and the brand I like is called New Chapter. I like New Chapter because I actually did a partnership with them a few years back, and I just love like their brand. I love that a lot of their supplements are, it said formulated for absorption, so the vitamin D here is fermented. I don't know if the multivitamin is fermented, but basically their formula is meant to be absorbed a lot easier in the body versus like other brands that don't have that same formula. Your body doesn't always absorb everything that you put into it, including like protein. That's why it's really important to have a high intake of protein every day, because your body doesn't absorb everything that you put into it. And so it's always good to like, you know, make sure that we give it a little bit over than what we expect, because we're not going to absorb every single amount of every nutrient that we try to feed it. But yeah, so now I'm just putting in my omega-3s, and then I'm going to do my iron. Normally I do take the weekend off from like taking supplements, because I take literally like 20 a day, and it can get overwhelming, and also like to just give my body a break and kind of let it like not get used to getting so many vitamins all the time, so it kind of resets it over the weekend. But because I'm traveling, I don't want to risk getting sick or anything like that. Next, I'm going to pack the artichoke extract, and this is what helps me metabolize excess estrogen and help support my liver, which that's kind of like the main cause of, or a lot of the issues that I have with endo is linked back to liver function and excess of estrogen. So taking that, it's going to be probably one of the most important supplements for me to take with me to help manage all the endo stuff, especially while traveling, because while traveling I get bloated pretty easily and I can easily get inflamed. I think a lot of people resonate with that. I don't know what it is about traveling. I think it's just probably really stressful in the body. It's a lot of like change really quickly, especially if you're traveling into a different time zone. So I think I'm going to take the bottle of Golden Seal and not put it in here, because I do have to take this on an empty stomach. The rest of the supplements need to be absorbed with food. So I think I'm going to just keep that out. And then I do normally take Zypan and black radish, but I'm running out and I don't know if I'm going to re-up it, because my doctor hasn't really told me if I should re-up it. So I think I'll just take it in the morning, I guess, just to help with that first meal of the day, and then space it out. It's kind of really chalky, so it's like all the excess powders getting on me. But yeah, I think we'll have enough for each day, at least for like each morning. And this is to kind of help absorb or help break down and digest food, especially if I'm going to be eating a lot of different foods that I normally eat, which I will be because I'm traveling. That's just to kind of help kill off any excess bacteria from different types of food that I may be eating. This is Spanish black radish, and I will probably have that just like in the evening to help, like I'll probably be having larger dinners at night, so I'll probably just take Spanish black radish then. This is supposed to help break down and digest carbs a lot better. I guess kind of like a digestive enzyme, but not really. But yeah, and then I am waiting for a couple more supplements in the mail that I ran out of. But that's probably all I will take with me in here. So I'll close those up, and then I usually just, make sure they're all the way closed. I usually put them in this little container here that I've had for a few years now. It's probably time for me to get a new vitamin travel vitamin case, just because I've had this one for so long. But yeah, and that's how I do that. I also like to take these adrenal cocktails with me. They have vitamin C in it and all of the minerals I need to have a healthy, thriving adrenal. This will help with also hydration. 3, 4, 5. I'll take one per day with like maybe a couple extras. Like if I'm working out, I'll have an extra one, but this is supposed to help with replacing some of those minerals that are lost when we are like sweating or stressed out from traveling, things like that. This does not go in here. And then in the back here, I have my travel matcha packets, although I'll probably just get matcha in New York. I'm sure New York has a bunch of good matcha places, but I like to take these with me just in case. So I'll just take a couple or a few with me. They're pretty minimal in terms of like how much is in each packet. There's 1 gram in each packet, and I usually like 2 to 3 grams. So I like my matcha pretty strong. I'll probably take 3 per serving. And then I think that should be good. I do sometimes will take my collagen and my protein powder in these like little containers, but I also again want to pack light, and I feel like New York just has so much. They probably will have stuff for me to get some of my health supplements that I like on the go, so we'll just make on that.